The cage won't fit, so the flight attendants force Henry to send it to the cargo hold. Businessman Preston keeps sneezing, apparently sick with the same thing Wilsey has. As the plane finally takes off, Jenny has to remind Niall to hang up his phone, and when he refuses, Henry forces him to. Both men get angry and argue, so Jenny sends them back to their seats by reminding they could be arrested when they land if they don't behave. Afterward, Henry flirts with Jenny, telling her about his PhD and making a comment about the sorry state of society's manners. Moments later, Henry is watching the news and learns that the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, has surrounded an apartment building in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Ralph isn't feeling well and asks for water while staring at the wound on his thumb. Jenny notices he's sitting in a weird position, and when she checks on him, he suddenly pukes all over her. His mouth is foaming as he demands to get off, so the flight attendants try their best to take care of him. Nobody notices the cat sneaking around and eating some puke off the floor. Jenny leaves the guy with Paula and goes to clean all the puke off her body, but at that moment Ralph runs down the corridor and pushes her down. He starts pounding on the cockpit door, asking for the plane to stop, so Wilsey follows protocol and locks the door while Forrest warns ground control of the situation. Henry tries to stop Ralph, but he's easily overpowered, and the same happens to George. Then Preston, George, Paula, and Shyla team up with Henry to hold Ralph and eventually knock him out. Using plastic restraints, they tie up his wrists. Afterward, Shyla checks nobody was injured while Jenny freaks out in private, telling Paula how she failed to be useful in an emergency. At that moment, Forrest announces he's been given orders to land and sends everyone to their seats. The plane shakes a lot as it goes down, and the attendants teach everyone to keep their heads down. Ralph's body keeps sliding and bumping his head, so Jenny and Paula have to make an effort to move him to a seat. While Paul struggles with the seatbelt, Ralph wakes up with red eyes and bites her nose, severely injuring her. Then Ralph goes crazy, and once again the passengers have to team up to push him into the bathroom, locking him up. As the plane finally lands, Shyla uses the emergency first aid kit to give Paul some medicine that will prevent her from going into shock and ties a scarf around her face, but she's losing a lot of blood and needs immediate medical attention.